Okay, let's check out trig and probability. All right, at Subway there are 25 different sandwiches to pick from, 10 different types of chips, 7 different types soft drinks. How many possible value meals can you create? So I'm picking from each group. Okay, on picking from each group problems, you simply just take, well, I can get one sandwich, I got 25 possible ones. 10 types of chips, 7 of those. Okay, so 25 times 10 times 7. Okay, I got 1,750. Okay, there are 8 people in the 400-meter dash. How many orders of finish are possible? So there's how many I have and how many I'm going to take. So I have 8, okay? And it doesn't really say any places, so I assume I'm taking all places here, okay? So that is 8 factorial, and I multiply the 8, find the product of 8 all the way down to 1. Okay, 40,320. Okay, number 3. There are 20 people in the shot put. Medals are given for first, second, third. Those are important words placed. How many orders of first, second, third can they finish? Okay. There's how many you have. Okay. 20. And there's how many we're going to take, which is 3. Now with those 3, do you see first, second, third? Yep. So write 3 placed. So if they're placed and ranked, you use the permutation. 23, and I would not want to rank the last 17 places. I do want the 3 ranked, so I don't use that in this. Okay. So I number the 20 down till I'm at 17. Then it ends up just being a multiplication problem of 20, 19, and 18. Okay, 6,840 possibilities. Okay, there are 30 people in a class. 3 students can be selected for a scholarship. How many combinations of students are there to pick from? So I have 30. And I'm going to take or select 3. But do I see the words first, second, third? I don't. So the 3 you're taking are not placed. I don't care about their placing. If you don't see those words, they're not placed. So that would be using a combination with 30, 3, and 27. Now as C's, everything gets included. The 30 and the 27 and the 3 factorial. So I number 30 down till I'm at 27, just like I do in the permutation. But I have to remember that needs to be divided because these 3 people, yeah, I want to know the possibilities of 3 people, but there's no ranking, there's no placing, okay? So there won't be as many possibilities. So I divide by the product of 3, 2, and 1. Okay, so again, 30 times 29 times 28, close it, divided by 3, 2, 1. Okay, 4,060. Okay, then on the back page, find the 3 trig ratios of the angle. I misspelled that. It's Theta, not that it really matters when you're doing this, okay? So the 3 trig ratios are known as sine of theta, cosine of theta, and tangent of theta. So ratios are the 3 side lengths. Okay, now what sides do I have? I have the hypotenuse is 13. Here's the theta. That's my adjacent. Don't have a side with that. Or no, opposite. That's opposite. Okay. And then A is right there. Okay, so I use the Pythagorean Theorem because as soon as I know that side, I can fill these out. Okay, so A to the second plus O to the second equals H to the second. So A I know is 8 8. 8 to the second. H I know is 13. 13 to the second. Or wait a second. Gosh, I got my head up somewhere on this problem, okay? 8 to the second. O I don't know. That's x to the second. And then h is 13 to the second. So I have 64 plus x to the second power equals 169. Now I subtract the 64. So x to the second equals 105. And I square root 105. But we need to do this when we're dealing with triangles. 105 doesn't divide by any of the perfect squares, so we leave it in its square root. So opposite is the square root of 105. Now, so O over H, so that's the square root of 105 over 13. Cosine, ca, A over H, so it's 8 over 13. And then tangent, toa, SOHCAHTOA, O over A, so the square root of 105 over 8. Okay, my next problem. Find the measure of angle theta. So I need to know how many degrees are inside angle theta. So all you got to do is go right to your side. So hypotenuse is 17 units long. Here's my theta. The opposite is 3 units, and that's my A. Now, what do I have actual numbers for on the sides? I've got 17 and 3 with H and O. So H and O is sine. I would want to use the sine of theta. Don't put a 1 under it if it's the theta symbol. Okay, if it's actual degrees, you want to put a 1, but it's not. Okay, and then O over H, so 3 over 17. And I can find theta by moving sine to the negative first power. That's the inverse of sine, 3 over 17. So I hit second sine, and then 3 divided by our ABC, either one's okay. And I got 10 degrees, okay? Kind of a very small angle, much smaller than what I have drawn, but that is how many degrees that would have. Okay, I didn't draw it very nicely to see that. Okay, find the angle and side measurements of the triangles. So angles and sides. I'm just going to quick do the angles first because that's easy. We got 90 degrees. That's a 31. Take 180 minus 90 minus 31. And that gives me 59 degrees. The only thing I have outside the triangle is 18. Okay, so that's where we're at. Now, to find the other sides, I don't use the Pythagorean Theorem. I need to use my ratios, okay? So the height H doesn't have a number outside. 31 degrees. I'm going to jot that down quick because I'm going to need to use that. And that's O. And then A. Now what two sides don't I have a number for? I don't have a number for A. I don't have a number for H, so we don't want to put those together, okay? We want to keep them separate. What I do want to do is the O, put each one side together with O to form a ratio, a proportion that I'm able to solve. Okay, so A and O, it's on the board, that would be tangent, and you got to put your degrees, 31 over 1. And sine, I don't care the order I wrote that. Tangent is O over A. So the O had 18, and the A I don't know, so that's X, okay? So here's the product I would find. That's 18. And then I underline that and divide it by the tangent of 31 degrees. Okay, that's 30 practically. So that'd be 30 units long. Okay, and H and O would be sine, not a theta, of 31 degrees. Because if I get a degrees, I want to put that over 1. And then remember, I don't care the order I wrote that down. Sine is O over H every time you use sine. Okay, O, I have an 18 for O. I do not have a number outside with H, so that's X. So 1 times 18 is 18. And then I can divide that product by sine 31. About. Okay, guys, that's all I have to say on that one. It's not one of the longer ones.